Imagine a jet fighter that can take off and land without a runway, hover like a helicopter, and then blast away at incredible speeds. Sounds like something out of science fiction, right? Well, that's exactly what the Harrier Jump Jet did, redefining air power forever. But how did this revolutionary aircraft actually work, and why was it so important? Stick around as we dive into the story of the jet that defied gravity. The story of the Harrier begins in the post-World War II era, a time of intense innovation and Cold War tension. Military strategists were grappling with a terrifying problem. What if our airbases and long, vulnerable runways were destroyed in a first strike? How could we launch a counterattack? The answer lay in creating an aircraft that didn't need a runway at all. This challenge spurred the development of vertical or short takeoff and landing aircraft, or VTOL. While many nations experimented, it was the British who cracked the code. The secret sauce behind the Harrier is its remarkable engine, the Rolls-Royce Pegasus. This isn't just any jet engine, it's a vectored thrust turbofan. What does that mean? The Pegasus engine has 4 rotating nozzles that can direct the engine's powerful exhaust. For a conventional takeoff, the nozzles point backward, pushing the jet forward like any other plane. But for a vertical takeoff, the pilot swivels the nozzles downward. All that immense thrust is then directed straight at the ground, lifting the 14-ton aircraft into the air like a rocket. Picture the immense power required to do that. It's a delicate, high-stakes ballet of thrust and control. Once airborne, the pilot can slowly rotate the nozzles backward, transitioning from vertical lift to forward flight. This transition is one of the most critical and skillful phases of flying a Harrier. It's what allows the jet to go from hovering like a dragonfly to screaming across the sky in the blink of an eye. The same principle works in reverse for landing. The jet slows down, the nozzles rotate downwards, and the pilot gently settles the aircraft onto the ground, a patch of road, or the deck of a small ship. But the Harrier wasn't just a technological marvel, it was a game-changer on the battlefield. Its ability to operate from virtually anywhere, forward operating bases, forest clearings, even parking lots, made it an unparalleled asset for close air support. Ground troops in trouble could have a jet fighter appear seemingly out of nowhere, deliver its payload with precision, and disappear. It didn't need a massive, established airbase miles behind the front lines. The airbase was wherever the Harrier was. This flexibility gave commanders tactical options they'd only dreamed of before. The most famous test of the Harrier's capabilities came during the 1982 Falklands War. The British Royal Navy, operating thousands of miles from home, relied heavily on their Sea Harriers. Flying from aircraft carriers, they provided crucial air cover and ground attack support. The Argentine forces, flying faster and more conventional jets, were at a disadvantage. They had to fly from mainland bases, limiting their time over the islands. The Harriers, however, could operate right in the heart of the action. In dogfights, Harrier pilots developed a unique tactic called VTOL, or vectoring in forward flight. By quickly changing the angle of their nozzles in mid-air, they could decelerate at an astonishing rate, forcing and pursuing enemy jet to overshoot them. This maneuver allowed the Harrier to get on the enemy's tail, turning a defensive situation into an offensive one. The Falklands conflict proved, without a doubt, that the Harrier's unique design was not just a gimmick, it was a lethal combat advantage. The Harrier achieved an incredible combat record during the war, cementing its legendary status. Of course, flying the Harrier was notoriously difficult. It earned nicknames like the Widowmaker. In its early days, due to the high level of skill required to master its unique flight characteristics, especially the transition between vertical and horizontal flight, pilots needed incredible precision and feel for the aircraft. It wasn't a plane you could just jump into and fly. It demanded respect and a deep understanding of its complex mechanics. The controls for managing the nozzles were completely separate from the standard flight controls, adding another layer of complexity for the pilot to manage, especially under the stress of combat. Over the decades, the Harrier was continually upgraded with new avionics, more powerful engines, and enhanced weapons capabilities. It served with distinction in the air forces of several nations, including the United States Marine Corps, who valued its ability to provide close air support for their expeditionary forces. For the Marines, the Harrier was a perfect fit, able to operate from small amphibious assault ships and follow the troops ashore, providing instant air power wherever it was needed. So, why was the Harrier so important? It shattered the conventional wisdom of air power. It proved that a fixed-wing jet could be freed from the constraints of runways. It created a new category of tactical aircraft and fundamentally changed the concept of close air support. The Harrier was a bridge between the world of helicopters and the world of high-speed jets, combining the best of both. Its influence can be seen today in the development of the F-35B Lightning II, the most advanced VTOL aircraft in the world, which owes a huge debt to the pioneering spirit of the Harrier. The Harrier Jump Jet is more than just a piece of aviation history. It's a symbol of bold engineering and a testament to the power of thinking differently. It tackled a seemingly impossible problem and solved it with a design that was as elegant as it was powerful. A true revolution in the sky. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the legendary Harrier Jump Jet. What are your favorite stories about this iconic aircraft? Let us know in the comments below. EIOS. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content about amazing feats of engineering and military history, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one.